Title: The Prince in the Market of Stars. In the golden kingdom of Ilarion, where sun-kissed spires pierced the sky and rivers sang with silver light, lived Prince Cailan, tall, thoughtful, and burdened by the weight of a crown he had not yet worn. Though born to silk and sapphire, Cailan longed to know the pulse of his people, to hear their laughter unfiltered by courtly manners, to see the truth behind the polished mirrors of palace life. So one morning, before the sun had fully claimed the sky, Cailan slipped from the royal chambers, trading his velvet cloak for a threadbare tunic, his jeweled boots for worn leather sandals. He smeared dust on his cheeks, tied his raven-black hair beneath a frayed cap, and stepped into the bustling heart of Ilarion's Grand Bazaar, disguised as a common laborer named Torin. The market was alive with color and clamor. Vendors called out the sweetness of figs, the sharpness of spices, the softness of hand-woven scarves. Children darted between stalls, chasing chickens and dreams alike. And there, beneath a canopy of faded crimson cloth, stood a woman who made the world seem to hush. Her name was Leora. She sold nothing grand, only small clay lamps shaped like stars, each hand-painted with delicate care. Her dark hair was braided with wildflowers, and her eyes, deep as twilight, held a quiet fire. She wore a simple linen dress, patched at the elbow, but there was a grace in her movements, a dignity in her smile that made Cailan pause. He approached her stall, pretending to browse. "These stars," he said, lifting one gently. "They're beautiful. Do they bring luck?" Leora looked up, her gaze meeting his. For a heartbeat, something passed between them, an unspoken recognition, like two souls brushing in a dream. "They bring light," she said softly, "and light, even the smallest, can guide a lost heart home." Cailan smiled. "You speak like a poet." "I speak like a woman who's known darkness," she replied, not unkindly. "These lamps are for those who can't afford candles. I make them so no one has to eat their supper in the shadows." He was struck by her kindness, her strength. Here was a woman with nothing, yet giving warmth to others. They talked as the sun climbed. He told her he was a woodcutter from the hills. She spoke of her mother, long gone, and her younger brother who studied at the temple school. She loved stories, especially those of stars and forgotten heroes. By afternoon, Cailan had bought every lamp. "You don't need them all," she said, laughing. "I do," he said. "I live far from here, in a house with many dark corners." She smiled, and it was like dawn breaking. But as he turned to leave, a commotion erupted. A nobleman's son, drunk on wine and privilege, knocked over a fruit stand and sneered at the vendor. When the man protested, the noble raised his whip. Without hesitation, Leora stepped forward. "You strike no one while I stand here," she said, voice firm, arms outstretched. The noble laughed. "And who are you, beggar girl, to command me?" Before Cailan could think, he stepped in. "She's not alone." He stood beside her, a poor man shielding a poor woman. The noble sneered. "You'll both regret this." But the crowd had gathered. Voices rose in anger. The city guard arrived, summoned by a baker who'd seen enough. As order was restored, Cailan turned to Leora. "You're brave." "We all have courage," she said. "Some just forget to use it." That night, back in the palace, Cailan couldn't sleep. Her face haunted him, the strength in her eyes, the kindness in her hands. Days passed. He returned to the market, again as Torin. They met often. He brought her books. She taught him to shape clay into stars. They spoke of dreams, of justice, of a world where no one had to choose between food and light. But the truth could not hide forever. One evening, during a royal festival, fireworks lit the sky. The people gathered, and the prince was expected to appear on the balcony. Leora came to watch, drawn by the colors above. And there, in the moonlight, she saw him, the man she knew as Torin, standing among the royals, dressed in white and gold, bowing to the crowd. Her heart stopped. Later, he found her near the river where willows wept into the water. "You lied," she whispered. "I did," he said, "but not about who I am when I'm with you. Torin was never a lie, only a name. My heart spoke true." She looked at him, tears glistening. "You are a prince. I am no one." "You are Leora," he said, kneeling not as a prince, but as a man. "The woman who taught me that true wealth is kindness, that courage wears no crown, that love is not given by birth, but earned by the soul." The people watched. The king from afar saw the truth in his son's eyes. And so in time, Prince Cailan asked not for permission, but for understanding. And the kingdom learned that night that the greatest crown is not made of gold, but of love worn humbly. Leora became not a queen by title, but by spirit. And every evening in the palace garden, a single clay star lamp was lit, handmade, imperfect, glowing with the quiet fire of a love born in the market of stars. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos.